Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jameelah, and I am a master manifester. And I'm sure you are too if you're watching content like this. The name of this channel is Manifesting Magic, the practical way. Because on this channel, I talk about a lot of ways that we have to manifest magic, or we get to, and that some of those ways are practical. And a lot of manifesting magical type people or metaphysical people, which I myself definitely am, have to realize these things over time. While we want to flutter through and bounce from one thing to the next, it's fun. There is a benefit to sticking with things and learning lessons that are trying to be taught to us so we can move to the next level. What I want to discuss today is going to be, I was on my power walk on campus. Look how beautiful the trees. I enjoy this walk. It never feels hot. What I want to discuss today is the question about, or the predicament of, allowing others' limited beliefs to impact your mindset too much. And that's a very common thing because we all are so surrounded by so many different types of people at all times. So we might decide, I see this thing for myself. I see myself making it this far. I see myself accomplishing and creating these specific things. And then you get into groups and environments with people, and then the common consensus is that those things that you see yourself doing are impossible to do, or they're impossible to create, or they're too hard, or they're not worth it. And then you walk away from these meetings or these encounters feeling like a little bit shattered. I know I do, because I'm very empathic, or I would say empathetic, but that's kind of a different mindset. I'm very much so an empath. I feel the energy in the room and the space, and then I kind of act accordingly sometimes. Now I shift and control that energy a lot more than what I ever did. But I do feel when I walk away from a meeting and I've been around about 5 or 6 people, and like none of them have a mindset that grows outside of, or I can accomplish something that's outside of the ordinary, or I can see bigger things from my life and my position or my existence outside of what society has made available to me, right? So a lot of times in these conversations, we might talk to people and we might share some details related to some goal we want to accomplish. And I want to tell you, stop it right there. Stop it right there. Do not spend your time sharing your belief systems and your ideas and your mindset and what you want to do and accomplish to people who don't see it. I'm a real good reader of that. I can tell when I'm in a space or in a room where people are going to be like, oh, wow, you do that? You're weird. I can see it clear as day. I used to fall for it all the time because I had an ego. And my ego always wanted to share all these exciting and fun things I was working on, or wanted to share these intricacies or funny little tad bits of information about myself that other people might have thought was impressive or something. But more along the lines of this journey, I noticed that I have so much stuff going on outside of what the people in different environments see from me. And it's so easy to forget and then get, and then get caught up into telling a story related to something that was too much information for those people you were around. I mean, I don't care if it's a weekend getaway or something like that, or if it's another stream of income, especially don't share that. All those things, if you're caught up in a situation to where people don't have an understanding of a bigger life, a more abundant surrounding, creating a life you choose, manifesting magic, you're going to be struck every single time with like that cold, dark energy of impossibleness, right? So I always say, I share messages quite often about moving in silence and keeping your mouth shut. But this is kind of even a little bit softer, right? This is kind of like along the lines of just, you may be letting people come in, you may be letting people share things and all, but just know that when you're sharing with certain groups of people, some things might not be received as well, right? I had to find somewhere to sit this phone because the sun was really bothering me. Anyway, yeah, you start to share things like, oh, I'm working on this and I want to accomplish and create this. And then they might just, get a side eye, or they might get an attitude, or they might start. I remember doing this at an old job I had. I was a classroom technology specialist for one of the colleges. And I used to do like cooking up AV equipment inside the classrooms and all that kind of thing. And it was kind of like a more task-driven job. People wore blue jeans and all that kind of stuff. Well, I'm just not really a blue jeans kind of person. So I would go to this job and I would have on heels and this and that. Not at the beginning. In the beginning, I was sad. I was going through a divorce. This was a new job. I didn't enjoy what was happening in my life. I was very bothered. So when I got to this position, I was all like in a trauma mode. And oh, the manager loved me. Oh, come to lunch with me. Oh, girl, let me tell you, when I went through my divorce, blah, blah, blah. So the minute I was like, oh, I'm over this, I started feeling better. I was wearing dress clothes and shoes and all. She completely shifted on me. And I shared with her secretly, not secretly, but in a conversation, that I wanted to be a college instructor. And I was like, I've been applying for jobs to teach computer science. And she was like, oh, that's cool. She let me go about a week after that. Not kidding you. I don't even talk about the little job because I was there for like 7 months and I started teaching directly after that. She completely did a flip on me as far as talking to me, speaking to me in the morning. Once she learned that I wanted to do something else, once she learned that the job that we were doing together wasn't enough for me, it was like so horrible for her. She was like, how dare she want more? And then she was like, well, let me go give her more. And she had fired me. And I've learned later that's exactly her attitude towards it, because a friend of mine, a friend of mine kept working there. I was like, where my camera fell? But yeah, we're gonna have some clunky editing with this one because I'm not editing at all. I'm just sharing some information. Yeah, I just didn't want to hold my phone anymore. I probably should hold it, because yeah, every time something big passes, it shakes. So yeah, I'm just spreading a short word about that. If you ever get caught up in a situation to where you get excited about something you got going on, and you get excited about something you're working on, and you just start to share information, give yourself a little check-in. You say, am I in an environment where this information is going to be falling on fertile ground? Is it going to be on fertile ears? Is it going to be in a place where it can grow? Is it going to be sunlight? Is it going to be water? Is it going to be some proper soil? Is it going to have all, does that environment have all of the elements to make sure that what I put out in it can keep on growing and expanding and evolving? And the sad part about it is, people, 9 times out of 10, it's not. And that's the truth of the matter. I know exactly when I go in this place, university, higher ed, and in these environments, and I follow some YouTubers who also have channels and they don't know I have a YouTube channel. Like, yeah, it's not in my name. There's nothing connected to me with me there. I have books. If they wanted to find that out, they could have searched me a long time ago. I think people do, actually. You know, I don't have social medias everywhere. I have LinkedIn that I update based on who I know is going to be looking at it, right? And it's not a thing about getting paranoid. It's just about knowing the fertile ground. It's like the almanac, you right? Remember the farmers would wait for the almanac every year so they can know what was the best time to plant, what was going to be some of the predictions and the outcomes. This is for you, because when you're working on these things and you're creating and you're developing, you're expanding yourself, that's not always a well-received thing. So if it's not something related to the environment that you're in, or sticking with the environment that you're in, or promoting the people that are around you, the environment that you're in, if it's something for yourself and all along different, and it's expansive and it's, you know, it's beyond regular belief, go ahead and keep that to yourself. Or go ahead and just make sure you run into people, or you start creating environments where you can just share these things, and you'll start to see them a lot quicker. I was at a get-together this weekend, and I was talking to a young lady. And my fiance was sitting there. He was just like, oh man, she spreads words all over the line about sharing positivity with people and beautiful things and this and that. And he was just like, yeah, manifesting magic the practical way. And she was like, oh, what is it? I do YouTube. And most of the time I don't do that. I never ever share that kind of stuff in person. I just listen to people and talk and do my own thing. And so I shared it with her, and she was so excited, and she jumped right in. And so what happened in that moment is that it was clear to see that it was fertile ground to share something. And my fiance was able to see it a little clearer than me, but it was so easy. It just flowed right out, and it just flowed right in. I didn't have to shove it into conversations or anything like that. It just worked out. And I've had several times where I was having conversations, and right when I was about to say something that was a little bit too much information, and I kind of thought that, but I wasn't sure, the person overtalked me, or cut in front of me in a conversation, and I kept it to myself. I'm like, oh yes, because you weren't even supposed to be sharing that in the first place. And I have this event coming up, and I almost told somebody that I'm doing this project with, and it would be the opposite, the very worst thing to do, because they're always insecure about who's doing something and not including them. And I'm just like, man, when you get around people like that and you have to be in the vicinity of them sometimes, you got to keep that stuff to yourself. Keep it to yourself. Anyway, I rather enjoy this. Normally I take my walks and I put my phone down and listen to somebody who I want to hear. But I don't really like moving cameras, but it's not that bad if I make my arm a tripod. It wears you out. But I may share more information like this while I'm out and about in the daytime and little things just hit me. Anyway, I hope you all are enjoying your day. And You're manifesting magic the practical way, or manifesting magic any kind of way, right? Practicality is just one way that we get into those little environments where these things that we want and manifest, that they continue to grow. All right, and I think that's everything I got. I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Enjoy beginning of the school year for a lot of people who are starting and all that good stuff. Coming from a homeschool mom, this is kind of a new tradition for me in a sense. I ducked out of it a lot of years. And don't let people tell you about things that didn't work in their life and how it didn't work in theirs and it's not going to work for you. People are good with that. I'm like, hey, I'm not you. So while it didn't work for you, it might work for me. That's fine. It's okay. It's billions of us. There's going to be all kinds of different plans. Anyway, enjoy your day and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Keep manifesting magic.